Saitem presents In Any Kind of Place. In Any Kind of Place is taken from a series of poems by Gertrude Stein entitled Tender Buttons, with sections Objects, Food, Rooms, which are basically what we're designing for. In Tender Buttons, Stein experimented with words and construct, making, per Sherwood Anderson, and I quote, familiar words seem almost like strangers. End quote. Stein was mentor and guide to the lost generation in the 1920s, a collection of creators left meandering about after the devastating 1918 flu pandemic and the First World War. The group included Alice B. Toklas, Pablo Picasso, Matisse, and Hemingway. The irony is that this lost generation would, I quote, help future generations find themselves, end quote. How? Because they invented modern art, they wrote literature in a different way, and they gave people new meaning.
So in the conceptualization and design process, Nazareno and Lichauco were influenced by making the familiar seem new, like strangers. We looked at various influences of the last century since the last global pandemic to create something like the past looking forward, the future. Translating these through designs and craftsmanship that celebrated the notion of time and place, of experimental and contemporary pieces, embracing different perspectives, individuality and self-expression through objects. We are somehow looking at the past and how they thought of the future and creating our own worlds, our own future. We looked at the outdoors, a necessity during the pandemic. So we looked at nostalgic sports from paddling, bowling, skateboarding, biking, and ping pong.
We looked at the roaring 20s, from Art Deco to motorcycles with sidecars, Italy in the 50s and the graphic posters in mid-century modern, California in the 70s, from Palm Springs to the desert to surfing, and Manila in the 70s. We looked at our Philippine culture with nostalgia, food of our childhood like sapin-sapin, things we remember from sari-sari stores like Toyo bottles and tansan, pasalubongs like pastries from abroad, the calderos we cooked on, going duckpin bowling on Buendia, and even Cher's hair. I mean, translating these feelings through design gave us joy. Hopefully, the same with the manufacturers, and ultimately will give the buyers in their homes that spark, that smile, that thrill. Somehow, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. For Nazareno Lichauco, this edition was full of color and unusual objects. Having a wide range, yet very specific theme, gave us the opportunity to push ourselves as designers and craftspeople.